there, Taurus. It's Amanda here with your November 2016 Runescope. Happy Thanksgiving to those of you who will be celebrating the holiday this month. This month for my, in conjunction with the runes, I'll be using the Golden Tarot by Cat Black. And then be sure to join me over on my Vimeo on-demand page. The link is below. Just click or tap show more. For part 2 of this reading, I will be pulling your spiritual guidance card this month from Healing with the Fairies by Doreen Virtue, so we can see which fairy has some wisdom to offer you. Usually just some further advice, especially about how to handle whatever the challenge maybe that comes up. They've been very in line, they always are, but this month in particular, it's been interesting to see how much they are in line with what's been coming up in the readings here, and really offering some extra nuggets of insight. So definitely check that out. But let's see first which runes want to talk to my Taurians for November 2016. What are you up to, Taurus? Now, as always, do check out the video for your rising sign as well, because that can contain additional information about this reading, or completely different, related to a different area of life, but usually there are some similarities or some expansion on what we talk about here in this very general sun sign reading. If you would like something that is far more specific, I need to connect with your energy. So you would need to set up a private session. I do those on Skype. They are $65 for 30 minutes. Just drop me a line at runescopes4u@gmail.com. That's the number 4 and the letter U, and we will get that set up for you. Let's see. Pardon me, just kind of seeing where these runes want to go. I feel like some want to kind of move out of where they fell here. Your challenge or focus for the month of November, Taurus, is coming up. We've got 2 of Wands for the tarot card here. So there's an element of, well, it can be a couple of different things, and because I'm talking to so many people here. For many of you, this is a new relationship. This could be someone that you're very attracted to. There's a lot of physical connection. As opposed to the 2 of Cups, which is more of an emotional connection or a commitment. This is more like the early stages of lust or the early stages of attraction. Now, this can be to a person. This can be to an opportunity in business, a new job, a course of study, an academic program. You know, again, a lot of different things it can be. But your focus in November is on opening up to something new, whether it's a relationship, a job, an opportunity, or academia. And the reason I say that is because we have Ansus. So Ansus can mean I'm trying to get an interview, and you know, I'm trying to secure an interview for this position, or I went on an interview maybe earlier, maybe in October, or I talked to my boss about this promotion, and now I'm just kind of waiting to see what will happen. So there is an element of I need some more information, and I'm trying to decide if I should kind of stick with the status quo, or should I move on? Should I stay? Should I go with November? That's the gist of the energy, if I were to put it in a nutshell with this coming up. So some of you may be looking for opportunities. You may be looking for programs that will, you know, some of you may be thinking about going back to school to add to your skill set, or to learn something new that you've always been interested in. For some of you, maybe this is something that is less practical. And that's because Cain has us here. And Cain has also talks about creativity, you know, studying something that is more creative or satisfying in an emotional way than, like, maybe you already did the the college and you got a degree in accounting, or you're a lawyer, or, you know, you got the big degree, the practical degree, so to speak. And now you're thinking, hey, you know what? I like to paint, or I like to write, and I want to go back to school, or maybe just take a few courses in this. Now, some of you could be talking to someone online that you meet online on an app or digitally. And there could be a lot of passionate messages going back and forth between you and someone else. Some of you may be in a long distance relationship. You know, some of you may be talking to somebody that is in school, and that's like maybe they're at a distance from you because they're going to school, or maybe you were together and they moved away. So a lot of your communication, you know, a lot of these spicy messages are, you know, traveling over a distance digitally, but a lot of passion and a lot of it coming through and being expressed verbally, or texting, or emails, or over instant messenger. Or by phone. I mean, does anybody talk on the phone anymore? I don't know. I hope so. If you're in a long distance relationship, I do hope you're talking on the phone or Skyping or something, FaceTiming, you know, to have that interaction. So those of you single Tauruses out there, something could really be popping. There could really be someone coming into your life that is going to be quite, you know, and it may start out as a friendship, but I think there's like an immediate chemistry or an immediate attraction to this person, and it's reciprocal. They are attracted to you as well. Now, if you're already in a relationship, like I said, this could be deciding you're going to study something that you that helps you express yourself creatively. And it could be writing with the communication rune here. Or maybe it's public speaking or public relations. Maybe some of you are going to start a blog as part of your business, if you own a business. Or this could be new ways of marketing, new ways of getting the word out about a service or a product that you are offering. But others of you could be, like I said, interviewing for a job, interviewing for a promotion, or waiting to hear back if you got a gig. And this is something you want very badly if it is a job. In the present, coming up in the present position at the beginning of November, we have 4 of coins in reverse for the tarot card. So some of you may be feeling a little bit unstable in a situation. Now, it could be financially, because the 4 of coins is here. So maybe you're getting nervous because, you know, the holiday season is upon us. And you're like, oh my gosh, how are we going to pay for this? And we have to travel and all of these things we have to do. So you meet, or maybe a partner lost a job, and that has, for those of you that are married or in a long-term relationship, maybe they're looking for work, and maybe it's them that they're going to be getting a gig. Whoever it is, those of you that if it's a partner that's kind of out of work or been out of work, lost a job recently, I am seeing good things coming for them. This late in the year, though, maybe it's going to be that, okay, well, they got the job, but they don't start till January. So we're doing Christmas on just my salary, or, you know, we're going to have to cut back. Maybe you can't travel if you have to travel a long distance to, or maybe you can't go for both. Maybe you're like, well, we can go for Christmas, but we can't go for Thanksgiving if you're in the States and celebrating. Or, you know, we'll go for Thanksgiving, but we can't go for Christmas, something. So there may be some compromises that have to be made. When it comes to money, you may not be able to save as much as you normally do, Taurus. And, you know, it's just a break. It doesn't mean that you can't get back to it next year. If it's you that has been out of work, again, it's just a temporary energy. And moving into November, I mean, that may be how you're feeling, but again, you're going to be very focused on new opportunities and interviewing. for something that you're quite excited about if this is playing out as a work situation. So some of you may also be looking at a distance. You may be looking at jobs in another state, another country, another location. So this job may come with a move. For some of you, it may be your partner that's doing this. So you're kind of like, okay, well then I'm gonna have to find a job too. Or, you know, maybe if you're in school, I'm gonna have to transfer, figure out how that's gonna work. So November, there's a lot going on with career and money that there's, you know, I think going to be some exciting news in that area, but it's going to require adjustment and some forethought and some compromise, especially if you share the finances with a partner. Now, some of you may be feeling, moving into November, unstable in a relationship. This doesn't always have to be money. This can be in an emotional sense as well. So maybe you're just feeling like it's either someone's feeling like you're not opening up or making yourself vulnerable or available, Taurus, or you could be feeling that way. Again, these energies can always work both ways in these general readings. That's something we would pick up specifically if it was you or the other person in a private session. So if you're dealing with that, you just need some guidance or some general advice from Spirit about, you know, how to handle this situation or how best to go about this, then definitely get in touch with me. We can take a look at that. But, or of course you can watch your rising sign. That may offer some additional wisdom in that area. But yeah, I'm seeing someone feels like someone is closed off and it's making them feel insecure in their relationship. It's making them feel, like someone's not interested. There can also be, when this card is reversed, possessiveness in a relationship, jealousy going on. But I feel like it's unfounded. So someone could be jumping to a conclusion. So it could be you or the other person, you know, jumping to a conclusion that's incorrect due to feelings of jealousy or due to feelings of and inaccurate. That could hurt the relationship, is what I'm seeing. And Taurus are, you know, that's always listed as one of the traits. You guys can be jealous if you feel like you're being threatened or someone is moving in on your person. Everybody has that feeling, but with Taurus and Scorpio, you are opposite ends on the astrological wheel, but you share that trait in common. If your partner is a Scorpio, I mean, you could both be feeling like this, especially if it's a new relationship. And I do feel like for many of you, there's some kind of newness going on here, a new relationship, or so you may still be in that phase where you're unsure. You're seeing how it's going. You like how it's going, but at the same time, you're still getting to know each other. So you may not know who all of these people are, who all their friends are, who their family is, and you may be jumping to a conclusion because some member of the opposite sex is commenting on something on their Facebook, and it may seem flirty, but it's really just a cousin or something like that. That was coming to me. So, and if you're feeling that way, Taurus, I think you should, you know, this is saying making yourself vulnerable may be a challenge, but the only way to kind of address that is to say, so who's this person? You know, and you can make a joke out of it. Yeah, I see you're quite popular. Who's this person? And they'll be like, oh, that's my brother, or that's my cousin, or, you know, that's my sister. You know, so just, you can put it out there as a joke, not, you know, all that serious. Because if you kind of do come on as controlling or angry, that could hurt the relationship. And rightly so. I mean, that's not attractive. Nobody wants to deal with that. A little bit of healthy jealousy or possessiveness is okay. And if somebody's doing this to you, I think you'll have definitely a similar response. It's like, oh, this is not going to be a healthy relationship if somebody's that insecure. So I am seeing in November there's something going on making you question the stability of a relationship, or making you feel like something may be going on that you're unaware of. And again, these are general readings, so, but for the most part, I feel like most of you, it's just because it's so new and you don't know who everybody is in this person's circle. This person you may be thinking is interested in your person, maybe a relative or someone that's interested in them, but they're not interested in that person. So the only way to kind of find out is to have some open, honest communication, right? Ansus is here. And, you know, admit, hey, this is making me a little uncomfortable. I just don't want to get in and involved in a relationship with someone who's, you know, not all in, or is not willing to commit, or I thought we were exclusive. But if you haven't had that talk yet, you can't really, they can't expect you to not be talking to other people, and the same vice versa. I mean, if you haven't had a conversation where you have both agreed, we're exclusive now, we're in a relationship, we're not going to see other people, and you're feeling that way, then maybe it's time for you to broach that topic. Otherwise, they're not doing anything wrong, right? I think people all too often just expect, you know, even though they haven't talked about it at all, and that's, you got to talk about it. You got to make it official in some capacity. Now, the help that's going to be available to you, we've got Six of Wands in reverse. So, and this is coming up next to the family rune. And again, new beginning runes, new projects, new opportunities. So there's something coming up that will be, it may seem like a loss, or that you lose the battle, or you lose the competition. And it may have something to do with family, real estate, inheritances, trusts. So maybe you were looking to move, you were looking at, I feel like somebody's looking at a new location for a business. Maybe you were looking to open up an office space, or a store or a restaurant, whatever your business is. You were looking to open up in a certain location, and maybe you can't find anything in your price range, or you're not finding, you're just not finding a location that will work for whatever your business is. And I think whatever falls through in November in regards to that is a good thing. Anything to do with property, real estate, wills, trusts, family. I mean, if you feel like somebody's putting something over on you, it's actually going to end up being a help to you. Maybe because other people are going to see their true colors, or, you know, if they're trying to pull the wool over someone's eyes in a legal sense, that's not going to work. Now, for many of you, this could be someone else kind of losing the battle, and that ends up benefiting you. So again, several ways this can work. It's coming up in the help position. So whether it's you, something falls through, it's actually because there's a much better location maybe coming along, or there's a much better opportunity coming along for you for this new start, this new beginning. Same with a job. If there's something that you interviewed for, or a promotion that you were going for, if it falls through, just wait, because I don't think that's the end of this story here. There's either something even better coming down the pike, and you're gonna be like, oh man, I'm so glad I wasn't stuck in that, because then I wouldn't be able to throw my hat in the ring for this position. So yeah, kind of wait November out. If something falls through, I feel like those of you that do get a position, it's gonna be just the right thing. This could be someone getting ousted from their position, and that's how you're able to kind of apply and move up as well, Taurus. Maybe something, and this could be because they were like taking something from the company. It's like somebody gets in trouble and they can't kind of talk their way out of it, and that ends up benefiting you because maybe you're able to apply for this position. Maybe you really wanted their position, and now that opportunity is coming up. whatever this is, it's definitely going to be a boon to you, in this sense that you're going to be very, very excited that you either didn't settle for this position, or that this position's not available because somebody else did something wrong, right? Or maybe this house or location is available because somebody like wasn't doing things up to code, or they had, you know, the area wasn't zoned for that sort of business, so they had to, you know, go look elsewhere, and now this place can be yours. Let me know how in the comments how it works out for you. I'll be interested, because that particular, with these runes and that card there, quite a few different scenarios. I feel like those are the main ones. I'm sure there are more, because there's so many people out there watching that I didn't mention. But let me know how that played out for you in the comments for November. What must be accepted? We've got 4 of Swords for November. So my battery light's blinking, so I'm gonna go ahead and change those before I start on this section. I'll be right back. Hang in there, Taurus. And we're back. So yeah, what must be accepted about November? Again, we had 4 of Swords here. So 4 of Swords is all about rest, relaxation, meditation, taking a time out from stress and worries, in order to make a decision. So you're quieting your mind. Some of you may be, you know, those of you that have time off for the holiday, which we do here in the States normally, have like a long 4-day weekend. Really take that time to think about some things and weigh any decisions you have going on. I do feel like there's gonna be something, even though we've talked about the options, still going to happen unexpectedly, or you're going to be faced with a decision, or you're going to be faced with options, but you're going to need some time to think things through, figure out what you want to do. And for some of you, this is going to involve a move or a big shift or change. So leaving one job for another. You know, staying in the position you're in, or should you try to go for this promotion? Should you accept the job offer? Should you keep your business where it is, or should you keep looking if something's fallen through unexpectedly? The advice here would be to keep looking, because like I said, I do feel like there's going to be something that comes to you that's going to be just the right thing. Some of you may be recuperating. Maybe you were not doing so well at the beginning of November. By mid-November, maybe you have to take the holiday to take some extra time off because you're just ill, you're not feeling well. And I don't feel like for the most part it's very serious, but it could creep up on you rather unexpectedly, like a cold or a flu or something of that nature that really kind of slows you down. But I feel like even if that's what happens, Taurus, it's necessary, because you maybe you've just been too stressed out with some things that have been going on professionally or with your business, or even in this relationship. You know, again, it's stressful when you're feeling unstable in any situation. So, and I do feel for many of you, there may be, like if you were supposed to go out of town for the holiday, you may postpone that. You may unexpectedly decide not to. And same token, some of you may unexpectedly decide to take a holiday. Maybe you're like, we're not going to do Thanksgiving, but we are going to Bermuda. I mean, there's something that you may just decide last minute, which is not very Taurus-like. If you don't decide it, maybe your partner does. Some of you, you know, your partner may go, but you stay home because you're sick or you're not feeling well, or that's what you tell people anyway. Maybe you just need some time alone, Taurus. You know, everybody needs time alone. Just because you're married or in a long-term relationship or live with other people doesn't mean that, you know, we don't all need some time to ourselves from time to time. So, you know, let your partner go. And, you know, you stay home and just get some rest, relaxation. Because I feel like you could use it. I really feel like you need that right now. Now the outcome, we've got Temperance in the reverse. So This can be something happening very quickly. And it also talks about being impatient to speed something along. But with I was here, it indicates patience is going to be what is your best bet in the month of November, because the more patient you are, the bigger the payoff's going to be. So again, getting frustrated about whatever this is that falls through, for those of you that's how that Six of Wands is working out, just take your time, because there's going to be something else that presents itself. This can also mean being unwilling to compromise. So, and I actually feel like you know, in some cases, you shouldn't be willing to compromise, especially when it's a relationship or job situation. If you're not, you know, maybe this new person, maybe they are a flirt. I mean, you know, for some of you, maybe they are the kind of person that is always trying to make their partner jealous, so it makes them feel more wanted. Well, that's not going to work for you. You shouldn't compromise your values or your happiness to be in a relationship or involved with someone who is, you know, like that. Because that usually doesn't play well with Taurus. You need somebody who's going to offer you the same stability that you offer them. And I don't know, some of you may be involved with somebody who's a bit more flighty. I'm getting a real strong air sign energy. Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. You may be involved with somebody who maybe they don't even intentionally know that that's the way they are. But if you address it and say, hey, it makes me really feel uncomfortable when you do this, and they still keep doing it, well then, you know, you've got your answer, right? So, but I feel like many of you are contemplating a move. If not before the end of the year, I do think it will be next year. And this may be connected to a new opportunity, a new job. You know, it may not be a far move for all of you, but it could be that it's a longer commute, and so eventually you're going to have to move. It may be like, well, I could do this for a couple of months, this drive, or I could commute there for a few months, but eventually we're going to have to move, or I'm going to have to start looking for a place to live. For some of you, this may just be travel to see family. And you may be going into it like with an uncompromising nature. Like this year, if somebody says something to me about this or pushes my buttons in this way, we're leaving. I don't think you're going to start a ruckus. That's not usually a Taurus's way, but you may just be like, you know, we're out of there if so-and-so starts pressing my buttons. But yeah, travel and moving are on the table, especially by the end of November. So if you're not traveling for the holiday, this would still be travel for a vacation or moving. Those of you in a long distance relationship, again, if you've met someone online or you met in person, but they had to move far away to go to school or take a job, they may be trying to get you to move, or you may be trying to get them to move. And again, someone's not willing to compromise. And, you know, sometimes we do have to make that choice. Is this relationship more important to me than this job? Is this relationship more important to me than being near my family or going to school here? You know, we have to, life is filled with those kinds of choices. And it's different for everybody. There's no wrong or right. It just depends on your circumstances, you know, and how you're feeling about both of those, of the two things that you are choosing between. But you may find that someone may be saying that you're unwilling to compromise, and you may be feeling that way about someone else if you're in a long distance relationship, or if you're in a relationship already and someone's contemplating a job in another state, another place. You may be like, well, what about me? I mean, I have a job here too. So if you I mean, you may feel like somebody didn't consider your feelings, or someone, again, may be feeling that way about you, Taurus. So, but the advice is to wait here, because I feel like there's more information coming. Your partner or you could find a better job in that location as well. There's something coming that's going to be very beneficial. I feel like you're being protected regarding any shifts or changes, particularly to do with travel or residence changes. whether it's for a job that you find or one that someone that you live with is locating and wanting to take. There's more to the story. However the move or shift is coming in, it's going to be, it's going to end up being better for you. For some of you, it may be like you'll be moving back home, closer to your family, closer to your tribe, or you have friends there. So that's a benefit. You would have people to hang out, talk to, support you, help you, kind of show you around town. I mean, that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm seeing benefits coming through moving. If not in November, if not this year even, through next year. But that's what I see, Taurus, for November. Like I said, join me over on Vimeo. I'm going to shuffle the Healing with the Fairies deck, and we'll see which fairy wants to talk to you and give you some more advice regarding November. So I'll see you over there, and I'll see you back here next month. Thanks so much for watching.